I had a question. Should we wait?
Yeah, Lakshmi ji. Yes, Rajni ji, please.
Yeah, there is one thing. The experience is always in now.
Yes.
Yes. And Atma is also in now. But experience is not Atma. Like, so what exactly is the difference? Because Atma is the one who experiences.
Yes. Yeah, please continue.
No, she's asking, is Atma is the one who experiences?
No, she's yet to complete, I believe, a question, right?
No, yeah, I have completed. My question is, experience always happens in the now.
Yes.
Right. And Atma is also in the now. But here, what we're talking, so what is exactly the difference? Experience cannot be Atma.
The one who is experiencing is Atma. The experiencer is Atma. So it is going on simultaneously. Yeah. There is no difference. See.
May I say?
Yeah, please. The knowingness, that is the experience itself, is equivalent to Atma.
Correct. There is no one who experiences. Yeah.
Yes.
No, the experiencing itself.
Experiencing or the knowing itself.
Yeah. There is one knowing. There is only one knowing. It's in you also. It's in me also. It's everywhere. The one you think you is an illusion. You think you are limited. You feel like you are a piece of ice in the ocean, and thinking that you are this thing, which your all the sense inputs and mind says that you are this and limited.
I got to know.
Jana.
I got to know where this question is arising from, actually. There is something called as Sakshi Bhava, and there is something called as Sakshi. Sakshi Bhava is still in the realms of mind, where we feel that there is someone who is an experiencer, but there is a higher plane on top of it, which we call the Sakshi, which is experiencing. So we have to transcend from the Sakshi Bhava, that is the experience, to the experiencing, that is the Sakshi.
Yes, it's a flow. There is no static or a kind of end, like a person is there who, or some entity.
Yes. For example,
it's a beingness, or it's just a very alive presence, you can say. And there is no limit as such. You, the one, if you understand infinity clearly, you will understand how that state is like. The Purnamada Purnamidam shloka is there, no?
Yeah. For example, can I give an example, sure. Rajnish? For example, we are all listening to this right now. We all are listening. Now you are also listening, right? Now you become the listener. You are in the Sakshi Bhava. Actually, only the listening is happening. It is a very delicate realm of the mind, which makes you a temporary Sakshi that we call as the Sakshi Bhava. And that is where you may feel that there is a difference between Atma and experience. It is actually elevating the experience from the Sakshi Bhava. That is the one who is the body mind here who is listening. To understand, to transcend on the plane that it's a part of the whole knowingness or the experiencing. It's a shift.
Yeah, I think so. There's one more video. It's a very, very profound video. We had seen that. So actually what I understand is the knowing principle is the base, the knowing principle. Then on that is the experience happening. So the knowing principle is the same for everybody, but the experience could be different. And the person who understands,
it is an illusion that it is different for a one who is observing.
Right.
No, individually is different.
Individually, now for Rajini, it is an experience different.
Yeah, it's a different
it's a different experience.
It's a different to
so
me.
As a jiva, it would be different to different jivas, but the underlying principle is the same for everybody. That is what I can say.
Correct.
Yes,
the being.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It's just that you have to, your operating center, right, has to expand. When you shift to that, there is this continuous being, and your body mind also comes inside that as long as you have a mind. And the body also, if you turn your attention towards it, you feel that there is body. But that being, it consists of everything. You can't find the edge of it, kind of. It's like just infinite. It's hard to explain through words, but when you get there, you'll know.
It's like the story of the blind man and the elephant. We touch the tail, we feel that I'm experiencing the tail, and we feel that it's just a rope. Yeah, Rajniji, but it's an entire elephant. Okay, that is given through Atma Jnana, that you are not the only individual, you are the whole. So that can only be understood by Atma Jnana. This example is very apt. The blind man and the elephant here. The experience part seems that it's only a rope, but as you transcend, you know that it's an elephant. So the next question I'm going to pose now, why is Dhamma required, and what is the result of practicing Dhamma? Everyone can answer this. Everyone should answer this.
Dhamma is mainly required for first through controlling through the sense organs, so that through controlling the sense organs and again controlling the mind also will be silent by not going for that, like for example craving for sweets, and then being anger with somebody who has done something long back, that keeping those things in mind. So those things have to be taken care, but that is why Dhamma is required. That is my answer.
Okay.
It's like I'm going after my sense organs. We are like running after my sense organs like anybody is. So it is as good as I had jalebi today, and tomorrow again I want to have jalebi or whatever it is. So it's just my journey towards running towards my sense organs. So my focus is totally lost. So
actually, my question was, why is it required to?
For the control of the mind.
Correct.
Sense organs.
So, otherwise, through sense organs only we can control the mind. This one, at least to stop the craving or expressing in a different way, which is not required, and then again mind getting again it goes back to the mind. So as Surya was telling in his example, craving for food. And then slowly, once you stop thinking about it, slowly it goes off. That's how it is required. The stopping is required.
Yeah, Suraj,
getting anger.
No, Lakshmiji is going the right way. Only the controlling the word, right? It creates a confusion. It gives the idea that you have to force it somewhere.
No, it should be natural.
If you force it, yeah,
it should be natural.
Correct. When you understand it, when you have that clarity, right? Otherwise, your sense organs, sensual pleasures will be the boss. They'll drive you wherever they want. Pleasures and worldly things. And you'll be in that circle running and in that dream that which will lead you nowhere but to death. One day you'll be in your deathbed and think, what did I do? What did I wasted my life for? Isi bele baat.
So we can conclude actually, the desire cannot be.
One second, Sheetal. Can you also put in your summary? Of course, as prescribed. I mean, as per this one, it is not. But it is better if you also put in your summarization.
I'm yet to conclude with this answer.
After you conclude this one, you please
I'll
summarize.
try to put in. Yeah. Now, the Sama and the Dhamma both, when we my video is not coming, so
yeah,
we can't see you. Okay, no problems. Okay,
no problem. Yeah.
What happens is the desire cannot be quenched by the fulfillment of a desire. Right. So the desires, actually, it's like pouring ghee into the fire. The more you put the ghee, the more it will increase the fire. Therefore, these two, when understood, that this has to be practiced, taking into consideration the higher purpose or the higher goal, as told by Prabhuji, is to attain the moksha. So this all comes in line. Another one thing is, now one more question is, are these Shat Sampat to be practiced in this correct sequence, that is from Shama to Samadhana, or does it happen by itself?
No, one can lead to another, whichever way you go.
At least the first three. At least the first three we have to practice. Maybe in the order may not be there, but once you practice those first three, then I think for fourth onwards it will be very easy for next step. That's what
fourth,
I feel.
That means Uparanta.
Uparati onwards.
Correct. Uparanta or So,
yeah, for me, you have to practice only one thing, alertness, and rest all will follow. Just have to be awake and see what is happening. Just observe your mind, the subtle
awareness,
triggers, subtle beginnings, and then see how your body is reacting. Then see where you are running, what is happening, what is worth doing, what are your trivial and silly habit patterns. And if you observe it properly, then you'll start understanding your patterns. Before it's coming only, you'll know that, oh, now I am going to get angry because I have seen this before, or now this will irritate me. You can see, you can put a chart like in the month, these are the days when I have to pay the rent and all these things I have to do. I'll be very tensed and irritated. And these are the things I'll be very calm. If you see it properly, it's like a cycle only. The same thing repeats usually for a normal person. Only when you are awake and alert, you see through them. And when you see through them, you'll start raising your level automatically.
Correct. So you mean to say that understanding will give you the leap?
Yes.
Understanding.
Correct.
So how important is
Clarity.
meditation here?
That is meditation. Being alert, aware,
awareness
all the time, without interfering, without corrupting anything. Just being is meditation. There is no doing involved there. You just be. And you practice it sitting so that it's a little bit easy. There is no too many things involved. Exactly. And when you are used to it, you can do it all the time. It's happening now, whatever you're doing, you are in the being. And then later it becomes your nature and another door opens called samadhi.
Exactly. So this is a good enough reason for us to understand that what is meditation so much, we've talked about.
Correct. Yes.
This video meditation actually may talk about Sat Sampat,
right,
which is a part of the sadhana chatushtaya. If you go back, that was Viveka Vairagya, Shat Sampat, then Mumukshatva.
Right.
This whole chunk, if we equate to meditation, that is understanding, awareness, it will be very simple. It will be done.
Yeah, one more thing we can also say with this kind of that meditation, each one is a kind of meditation. Shama, Dhamma, Titiksha, all are a kind of meditation what we are going to do it when we practice.
No,
that is also a kind of meditation.
Don't you doing
if you try to practice it, you, in the beginning, probably just to see how it works, you can practice it a little, but they have to born inside these qualities, right? Whatever you from the outside you topo, it will not remain for long. It will fall
what
off.
I'm trying to tell is, first of all, we have to identify that we are doing these things. As of now, we are doing these things. Okay, like going through, mind is going to the past and future, getting worried for balancing of life is not there, and then sense organ control, this one is not there. So for all those things, when we start doing whatever Guruji has said, how we have to do it, so that itself is also a meditation, I meant.
If you try to control it, if you try to balance it, or if you try to talk some sense into it, that mind, don't do this, probably in the beginning, but it will not work. You just have to be alert about it. This is happening in the mind. That itself is enough.
That is there. That is there.
Yeah, that
being
that
alert
itself is meditation.
Being aware that, oh, I'm not supposed to do it. I'm not supposed to do that.
No, see, that is wrong. There is no supposed to, or this is supposed to be done. You just see it.
No, like,
you do it.
No, for example,
you do and see.
For example, Dhamma, getting angry and getting, craving and other
irritated.
things. So when we are seeing that person, so at that time, so that oh no,
it's rising. I
am not supposed
it's coming.
Right. I should not get angry. So those things, that awareness, that Correct. I'm telling.
Right. Yeah, this is like our society. You can do it as a meditation because you are observing it. But these are all our society conditionings. You are not supposed to speak like this. You are supposed to act nice, and you are not supposed to be rude. All that things, right? Whatever is naturally coming to you, you are not able to let it out. When you see that person again, you are not able to tolerate that person, but you have to. But you observe it. You observe both. What is happening, that is coming also, you are acting
on the observation, we will be getting more
you don't get involved.
Exactly.
Correct. You don't lose your, you don't get so involved that you just don't exist only. That you become that, or you become that person, you're acting in front of that person. So just be alert about it. Next time you'll not be able to do it that well. Your irritation will come out.
I'll try to put it in as many words like which are very like a capsule. For example, now getting angry with other person or in a situation, let it be the secondary, part which has to be focused, but the primary focus always is the higher goal. When we have the higher goal in our alertness, that is in our awareness, everything will be done by its own, it will calm down, it will come into place. So what happens is we should not see the chunk, we should see the whole of it. When the whole picture, that is the goal, is in our psyche, what happens is we leave the petty things. Like for example, you will leave the 50 rupees for 5 crores. Definitely.
No, actually petty things are hard. The big things are easy. Big things, we get a, ego boost. Our ego gets, I can take this or tolerate this. Small things, are hard. They'll pull us out of the way, usually.
That is where the meditation comes.
Yeah. And if you try to, the bigger purpose you said, while you are getting irritated, if you try to put on another thing called bigger purpose in your head, it all becomes abstract.
1 second.
You
Just 1
don't
second.
know what to
Class
do.
Okay. Yeah, continue.
Then
my opinion is just observe. Higher purpose and all, it's there. But for now, be here. Just observe.
The titiksha which has given like a shock observer, right? It gives a gap between the reaction and the act and the starting point of the irritation. This gap will go on becoming bigger and bigger once we start to sit with it. In meditation, we'll give it a name like meditation. Correct. But you can simply sit in awareness or in alertness. This will be the biggest gap which will decide the purpose. This is how it has been explained. So, Lakshmi ji, you wanted summary. I will give you summary.
We can have the summary.
Yeah, sure.
Sure. So, the sama, or what I call as the calming of the mind under any circumstances. Nothing is lost. If we get some little, of what is desired, but we'll have to have the calmness to sit with it. So this is the balancing of the mind. This is called as shama, the first sampati. Now dama, the restriction of the sense organs. How we do this is like the inner restraint. Our senses, the sight, the taste, everything is outbound. When we know that this is not going to help me, I'll come back to the same point, the higher goal, because this is what has been explained. And I believe that this is the right thing to concentrate on. When we see that this is not going to help me towards the higher goal, slowly our liking towards that will pacify. But for maybe for some days, we will have to restrict it. Mind will cooperate because the observer, which is the cooperator right now, will slowly calm it down. Then we will see come to Uparanta.
No, it will be repressed.
No, repression will happen only if these two are done. This is a sequence.
No, if you are saying higher goal and try to calm it down, it will not go away. The hook will be there inside. You
That
just
is
have
what
to
the
allow
book
it.
has to go till the
Just
6
see
steps.
the consequences.
The book has to go till the 6 steps.
Vitalji, just a moment. Please give me a moment.
Yeah.
I'll just join again. Just one moment.
Okay.
Okay. You can be on mute.
Just a moment.
Yeah.
Oh, she wants to hear the summary, I believe.
Yeah. She only asked for it.
Yeah.
Whichever you impose on the mind, right? It will coil the mind. Nothing else.
No, we are not imposing this. This is by understanding only, Suryaji.
When you are irritated, let's say, you impose on the mind, higher purpose is important, enlightenment. Now I have to control myself. This pouring out of irritation is not right.
No, see, we are sitting with ourselves at that point. We are creating that gap. We are not just, bombarding with the thoughts. We are sitting with it.
Right. Yeah. Just be. That's all. Just see. If the irritation is coming, let it out. If you are afraid of the consequences of letting it out, be aware of that also. You just see whatever is right at that time and do it, and just keep observing.
The starting point of the
everything will fall into its place.
Yeah, that's what the starting point of the irritation and the reaction. The gap should be more and more. That is our goal here. Okay.
The gap will be your life.
Are you in?
Yeah, I joined.
Okay. So the Uparati. Now Uparati means, Upa means above and Rati means enjoyment. Now, how the Uparati is going to happen is, once we think that the consequences of the Sama and Dhamma are falling into place, we know that the goal and the alignment is happening and we are slowly progressing. This is an enjoyment, but this enjoyment is of higher order. We are transcending bit by bit. So this is the enjoyment which is called as Uparamta, Uparati, or Uparam. It is called as Uparam also. 3-4 words are there for this. Yeah. Okay. So next is Titiksha. Titiksha means how we are patient when we are enduring some pain, or when we are in a very high state of elatedness. That is, enjoyment also can be out of control. But how we are having patience or holding back, so that whatever has seeped in by doing the 3 sadhanas bit by bit is not getting wasted. Now I'll give you one very famous quotation which I thought is very relevant here for the Titiksha. It is like, give me the power to change what I can, the will to bear what I cannot, and the wisdom to know the difference between the two.
Right.
This is
a famous one.
Yeah, this we have to have it in the back of the mind. This is the Titiksha. Now Shraddha is devotion towards the Apta Vakya of the Guru, that we stick towards that and the sadhanas are getting into place. The next is the Samadhana. The Samadhana is actually the concentrated state, or the state of one-pointedness, wherein the sadhak is ready to enter into the next realm. There are no realms to this, but we have to speak when it comes to the methodical teachings as prescribed. We will have to talk about this. One time will come when every one of us will transcend these step-by-step teachings, And we will say that I don't need anything. I can straight away jump to, mumukshatva. That will also happen. But in the Tattva Bodha study, these 6 things have to be transcendent.
Actually, you can,
that's it.
You can jump straight away to enlightenment only.
Yes, that's what. But the idea of AVSE is to give step-by-step learnings. And that is very clearly, told by Gurudeva that you have to follow my videos. You have to teach, or you have to question answer based on my teachings, because he says that I can go back and tell you from which Vedanta or from which verse I have taken this. But if you go and ask me what Jittu Krishnamurti has said, I am not going to talk about it. What Osho has said, I am not. This was a discussion in the coordinators meet. That's why there are some things which have been made very clear. So this AVSC session of the Shat Sampad, which ends with the Samadhana, which gives us the one-pointed awareness towards going to the higher purpose, is serving it very nicely. Yeah. Lakshmi ji, I hope all these 6 have been summarized.
Yeah, very much.
Yeah, any more questions, Suraji? We have last 7.5 minutes. I'm okay with it. Please.
I have to ask questions, is it?
If you want to.
You are the one.
No, if you want to.
No, she finished her questions. She finished her questions.
Oh.
Because we have some time left.
Then, Lakshmi ji, I was asking you since last couple of sessions.
Creator and creation. It's still,
correct.
It is on cards, going on.
Okay.
Creator is our consciousness. We are only, our conscious is now is the only creator, and whatever manifests in that is the creation. Am I right?
Right.
To some extent.
Perfect.
Yeah. To some extent, you are correct. See, it's like, let's say one sculptor sculpts a statue, right? Now the statue is different, sculptor is different, correct?
Yeah.
About the world, that's not how it is. Here, sculptor and the statue are one and the same. Now, how will you explain it? Guruji explains it as dancer and the dance. That creator concept is for kids. You can't explain it to them because this is more complex. But as you are in the spiritual path,
that example was really very dancer and
dancer and the dance. Yeah, you cannot separate out the dancer or the dance from the dancer. Both are one, same. So here we look like 4 people, but the dancer is one behind this. We have individual experiences per se. What I am watching now, you will not be able to see it. But one who knows what I am watching and one who knows what you are watching, that guy is the same. For that, you have to break out of this illusion that you are this. When that constricted, that knot you have inside, which we are used to since years and years, when that loosens up, when that breaks up, it's just being. So it's really nice to be.
Correct.
Marketing.
And thank you. I knew you would remember and ask me. And no, that's nice. That's nice. And your explanation was very good.
So this week, individually, maybe tomorrow or sometime, I believe that everyone can practice the awareness meditation, that is to sit with ourselves, just sit.
Yeah.
Is it together or separate?
Observer. That is the suspension.
No, just sit individually. Yeah. Just sit for
individually
some time.
only. Okay.
Yeah.
Practice doing
You
nothing.
send the link. You send the
There
link.
is no link
Sheetalji.
for this. Guruji has not done this.
Not together.
No, not together. I'm telling that
Video link she is
meditation,
asking.
Yeah.
This,
Any specific meditation link.
Suraj, you explain her now how to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Lakshmi
please.
ji, just sit, relax as much as you can. When you relax,
I didn't get you. Can you repeat?
Deep.
She didn't get
Just
Can you
sit.
repeat?
You can hear me now?
Yeah,
Yes?
now I can.
Can you hear?
Yeah.
You sit very comfortably, very loose. If you want back support and everything, do everything. Yeah, if you can't sit for a long time without support and all. And you have to very relaxed but alert. You have to remember these two. These two go opposite way. Alert and relax. When you relax, your alertness goes down. You go like sleepy and your awareness goes down. No, very alert.